Now direct your attention over to the entrance. I'd like to bring in our bridesmaid, Erica Williams, escorted by groomsman Brandon Nagy. Everybody, a big hand for them. Come on, let them know you're here. Big round of applause. Next up, we're going to have an honorable mention for their son, Wyatt, everybody, our ring bearer. But coming in, our bridesmaid, Brianne Collins, and our groomsman, Josh Collins. Big hand. Now we have our maid of honor, Jill Elskin, coming in with our best man, Tony Gazzetti. A big hand for the two of them. All right, at this point in time, I want to ask that everybody please stand. Everybody please stand. Let's put our hands together for Mr. and Mrs. Krivicic. Come on, let them know you're here. Everybody put those hands together. Make some noise for them. All right, we are going to do a few toasts, and we've got a few. We're going to start out this evening with a few words from the father of the bride, everybody. So please, a big round for Joe over here.
I'd like to thank you for attending my daughter's and her husband's long-awaited marriage ceremony. And I wish the best and happy, fruitful future and all that waits for them. And thank you very much and enjoy our celebration.
All right, first we'll have our maid of honor, Jill, with the toast. Yep, give it up for Jill.
Thank you, everybody, for being here today to celebrate Amanda and Andy. Thank you especially to the two of you, Joe and Denise, John, Betty, for inviting me to be a part of this special day. I feel so honored and privileged to be able to stand by your side, Amanda, my intelligent, beautiful, inspiring best friend. I also have a very unique relationship to the bride and groom. I'm very good friends with both of them individually. Andy and I have grew up across the street from each other and have known each other most of our lives. So it is a gift to know you both individually and a greater blessing to be able to watch you grow as a couple and now become husband and wife. So back to Amanda. I don't have any embarrassing stories because besides today, she hasn't really made any mistakes. We have known each other for 17 years. So we have laughed together, we have cried together, we have laughed until we've cried together, we've laughed so hard we've peed a little bit. We lived together in college one year. We chose to go to the same university after being friends throughout middle school, even closer throughout high school, choosing to go to Grand Valley State University together. So as roommates, you can imagine we've shared many firsts together. Of course, the first time we lived away from our parents, and the first time we had a drink with alcohol in it at a bar, legally. We have also shared many laughs together. As broke college students, we often wondered, how long can we make this roll of toilet paper last? And the last time will be allowed in Mojo's Dueling Piano Bar. So we have shared many milestones throughout the years. So a few months ago, I was talking to Andy, and this was right before the girls were headed to Florida for Amanda's bachelorette party. And he said to me, if there has been one constant in my life since the day I met Amanda, it's wanting and needing her in my life. And that is so true for me too. I want and I need Amanda, and she has been there for me near and far, whether it's, consulting me over the phone about a strange ailment I've developed, spontaneously driving across the Midwest with me, or throughout high school and beyond, like always saying yes anytime I needed to volunteer for a work event. She has been there, and whether we're doing nothing together or everything together, it is always the best day ever. And I remember when Amanda found the one. She told me he was handsome, fun, loyal, the best thing that ever happened to her. Of course, she was talking about her dog, Sawyer. Jokes aside, it makes sense that your human would possess those same qualities. I can vouch for Andy's character because I have known him since we were 2 years old. Andy, I know how much you adore your bride. You will make a great husband, and you already are an incredible partner. So thank you for making my best friend feel so happy and loved. Would you all please join me in raising your glasses? Amanda and Andy, we are all on your team, everybody here. Our presence here is a sign of support for you both through good times and not so good times. I really admire your playfulness with each other and your sincere friendship, and I hope that that's what you'll build your marriage together on. It brings me the greatest joy in the world to see my first friend marry my best friend. Congratulations to the newlyweds. Cheers.
You can give her a round of applause, everybody. A little love there for Jill. All right, he's been waiting for this moment for a while, everybody. Our best man, Tony.
How's it going, everyone? Just a quick PSA before I start the actual speech. It was hot out there today, so just make sure, we're probably all a little bit dehydrated, so just make sure you're doing the smart, responsible thing and ordering your whiskeys with just a splash of water. And actually, I read something recently that made me want to put this into my speech. So before I start my actual speech, I just wanted to share with you this statistic that I just read because it just blew my mind. It was ridiculous. So I read that somewhere around 90% of couples, and this is probably due to all the stress of the big day and the drinking and long day and the late night, but 90% of couples at the end of the night of their wedding night, they don't have enough energy to fight about whether the dog sleeps in the bed or not. So Amanda, I think Sawyer is gonna be cuddling up with you tonight. But for those of you who don't know me, I'm Tony. I'm Andy's best man. First of all, I just want to thank Andy for asking me to be his best man today. He was actually the best man at my wedding a few years ago. So I'm not actually entirely sure that he really likes me and I was his first choice, or if he just felt like a moral obligation to return the favor. But either way, I appreciate it, so thanks, Andy. I also want to thank all the family and friends that were a part of planning, decorating, getting everything ready tonight. I think as everyone that's been through this experience knows, leading up to the big day, it can be pretty stressful, a few months leading up to. So thank you to the family and friends that kept them sane and helped decorate. Everything looks beautiful. Speaking of beautiful, how about this bride? Sorry, I had to take a drink. Wet my palate. Amanda, you really do look gorgeous today, like beautiful. And Jill, Brianne, Erica, you look amazing today as well. And Amanda, I really just wanted to say a special thanks to you because without you, none of us would be here today. And God only knows where Andy would be. Actually, in preparation for this speech, I came up with a few possibilities as to where he may have ended up had Amanda never, entered his life in a meaningful way. Does anybody remember Andy's conspiracy theorist days? Maybe not, but I do. I really can't rip on him too hard because I was right there with him. But if I do try to picture Andy without Amanda today, I could really see him as like one of those doomsday preppers, like tinfoil hat, living in his homemade bomb shelter in John's backyard. So, Amanda, I'm sure John thanks you as well. Or how about, I don't know if many of you know this, but Andy actually went to school to be a train conductor. And thanks, Drew. Was that a courtesy laugh, Drew? Wait. Is Keith here? Is Keith here? Oh, I just want to make sure because he's been late to every other thing today. So. But no, in all likelihood, Andy probably would have just turned out to be like a normal train conductor. I'm sure there's such a thing out there somewhere. But I prefer to imagine him getting a little burned out on the job, choosing to just stow away in the train cars, going from town to town, knapsack over his shoulder, sleeping alone in the wilderness, like a 21st century Jack Kerouac. Or maybe, without Amanda's positive influence, Andy would have just thrown in the towel. He would have just resorted to panhandling on the corner of Maple and Saginaw in downtown Hollywood, coming home drunk every night and crashing on John's couch. So again, Amanda, John, thanks you. And this is where I end up getting choked up, even when I practice the speech, so thanks for being a trooper, Andy. But all joking aside, Amanda. Maybe. You gave Andy something to focus on, someone to care deeply about, and some reason to settle down and stick around town, and for that I'll always be grateful. It's not over yet, sorry. Andy and I have known each other since middle school, and when I first met him, I thought he was the coolest cat around. He had this laid-back, carefree attitude about him. Everybody seemed to gravitate towards him, and I wanted to be just like him. That's not a joke, it's serious. And obviously, we both had other friends prior to meeting each other, but it didn't take long for us to develop a really strong friendship and a really deep connection. And I think it's really just grown even stronger over the last almost 2 decades that we've known each other. We've always made a point to stay in contact with each other. Even he moved to Frankenmuth his senior year or in high school at some point, and I moved to Florida, after college, and we even stayed in contact at that point. And honestly, aside from my wife, Courtney, Andy's the first person I look to talk to if anything's going tough in my life. Jeez. Somebody give me a tissue. Big sad sack over here, ruining the day. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not really crying. I'm just faking it. So it's just truly a blessing to have him in my life. I never knew what it was like to have a brother growing up, but I can't imagine the relationship would be much different than what Andy and I share. I love you, brother. Almost. Almost done. And it just makes me so incredibly happy that Amanda and Andy just dedicated their lives together. I know that you will complement each other perfectly, love each other deeply, and continue to just be so happy together. And it just makes me so excited to get to go through the rest of the life with you guys by our sides. So please join me, finally, in a toast to Andy and Amanda. Here's to a long life together filled with happiness, adventures, and a lot of wonderful memories.
So here we go. Easy question. Who is more romantic? Brown shoe goes up. All right. So you guys getting the hang of it. Who is hotter? Oh, there we go. There we go. Good. All right. Who initiated the first kiss? Oh, we have a difference of opinion here. Andrew, there's a difference of opinion. Well, that's okay. Just put up the other ivory shoe and you'll be safe later. Okay, good. All right, who said I love you first? Ooh. Oh, good. Safe answers. But that means both of you, so you're good. All right. Who says I love you most often? Well, playing it safe still. All right, good. Who says I'm sorry first after an argument? Nobody. He says nobody. Both shoes were down. Oh, there we go. All right, well, at least you guys were consistent. All right, good. Who was the bigger geek at school? Oh, my God. I should ask the crowd. So is it Amanda? Put up a hand if it was Amanda, or was it Andrew? Who the bigger geek was at school? Geek, like nerdy, whatever that might have been. All right, who is smarter? Nice. Who's more? You guys agree on everything. Wink, wink. All right, who is more creative? All right, there you go. You each got a brown shoe on that one. Nice. All right, who's the better driver? Nice. All right, who's better at keeping secrets? Okay, all right. Who's more likely to give the other food poisoning? Who's more spontaneous? Agreed. There we go. Good. Who's the bigger flirt? All right, so Amanda, Andrew is not looking over his shoulder to check, just so you know. He'll see it on the video in 10 years or whenever. Okay, good. Who wears the pants in the relationship? Who's more likely to drop their phone in a toilet? Good. Who's more likely to get injured? Who looks better in glasses? Okay. Who's more likely to be running late? Wow. All right. Who's the better dresser? All right. Who spends more money? Who spends more money? Okay. Yeah, he was qualifying. He said tonight about the better dresser thing. So, all right. Who will be in control of the TV remote? Interesting. Okay. Who's more likely to deal with a spider in the bathtub? Who's more likely to get lost? Who's more likely to ask for directions? Nice. Who's messier? Who has the smelliest feet? That's a good idea. All right, good. She answered it. Who spends the most amount of time in front of the mirror? Right. Who has the craziest family? Yeah, better not answer that one. Smart. All right, good. All right. Who gives better birthday presents? Aw, that's a nice one. Yeah, okay, good. Who has a better sense of style? Who talks more? Who has better general knowledge? Who's a bigger baby when they have a cold? Who has better taste in music? Wow, all right. Who is always right? Who's funnier? Okay, good. Yep, everybody agrees. Or not everybody. Who's a better dancer? We'll find out tonight, but who's a better dancer? All right, all right. Oh, okay. Who's the most organized? Just a few more left. Who's the most organized? Okay. Who's less likely to reach for their wallet? Okay. Who's more stubborn? Who did more of the wedding planning? All right, all right. Just a few more. Who owns the most pair of sunglasses? No question, he says. Who spends more time on Facebook? All right. If you were, oh, this one's a good one. I love this. Now you got to listen close. If you were both trapped on a desert island, who would be more likely to eat the other one to stay alive? Oh, it's funny. Oh, it's funny. Please. He's really thinking on this one. All right, and then last question. Who do you love most in the world? There we go. All right, stand up, give each other a big kiss. First dance together as husband and wife.
Like a rainy Sunday morning makes me want to stay in bed, twisted up all day long. You're my inspiration, girl, you take me places, put the words right into these songs. Stealing kisses undercover, babe, see forever when I see your face, and I swear God made you for me. You make it easy, loving up on you, make it easy with every little thing you do. You're my sunshine in the darkest days, my better half, my saving grace. You make me who I wanna be. You make it easy. You took out my rough around the edges, never let it ruffle up your feathers, angel. Yeah, I'm down for life, you got me wrapped around your finger, and I like it just in case you can't tell. You make it easy, loving up on you, make it easy with every little thing you do. You're my sunshine in the darkest days, my better half, my saving grace. You make me who I wanna be. You make it easy. Stealing kisses undercover, babe, see forever when I see your face, and I swear God made you for me. You make it easy, loving up on you, make it easy with every little thing you do. You're my sunshine in the darkest days, my better half, my saving grace. You make me who I wanna be. You make it easy. You make it easy.
All right. Big round of applause, everybody, for Amanda and Andrew and their special dance together. We're going to ask that Amanda remain on the dance floor, and we're going to call their father out, everybody. So a big hand for Joe as he makes his way out here.
You are so beautiful. to me. Can't you see? Everything I hope for, you're everything I need. You are so beautiful to me. You are so beautiful to me. You are so beautiful to me. Can't you see? You're everything I hope for. Everything I need. You are so beautiful to me.
Yeah, there we go. Big round of applause for the two of them. All right, at this point in time, yes, there we go. Big round of applause for them, of course. And we're gonna have our groom make his way up here. He's gonna bring up his mom. Everybody, a big hand for Betty as she makes her way up here as well.
Took my love, took it down. Climbed a mountain and I turned around. And I saw my reflection in snow-covered hills till the landslide brought me down. Oh, mirror in the sky, what is love? Can the child within my heart rise above? Can I sail through the changing ocean tides? Can I handle the seasons of my life? Well, I've been afraid of changing, 'cause I've built my life around you. But time makes you bolder, even children get older, and I'm getting older too. Well, I've been afraid of changing, 'cause I've built my life around you. But time makes you bolder, even children get older, and I'm getting older too.
Hey, let's have a big round of applause for Andrew and his mom out there in their special dance together. We are going to do a bouquet and garter toss, everybody. So we are going to need our bride out here, and then any single ladies that we have here in the house. Some single ladies. All right, so here we go. We're going to do it. We're going to count down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let it go. Woo. All right, so now we need, we're going to do a garter toss, so we're going to need our groom out here with that. So.
I'm too sexy for your party.
All right, hold on now. We're going to count 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let it go. Oh, there's a fake. There's a toss. Yeah.
On the catwalk, yeah.
He's sporting that on his big wheel tomorrow. Yes, he will.
Forget what happened.